Hello, 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 all my artsy, crafty, and spiritual peeps out there. My name is Natalie, aka Odin Butterfly, and this is my channel, Art That Heals the Soul, where I basically just dive into whatever I feel called to, and lots of divination, lots of spiritual things, and lots of crafty stuff. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, stick around. Today we're going to be focusing on some divination. We're going to be doing a pick-a-pile, but we're going to start each reading off with a tea leaf reading. So we'll set the foundation at that, and the answer the question we'll be answering today is what you need to hear right now. So whenever you're drawn to this video, that's when you need the message that is found within the pile that you choose, making sure that you choose so intuitively, taking your time in doing so. And if you feel called to listening to more than one, feel free. If you don't feel called at all, that's okay too. But regardless, make sure you comment, let me know if it resonates with you, if you do decide to listen, and make sure you like and subscribe if you like to see more from you. So without further ado, let's get right into the reading and enjoy. Alright, my lovelies, whoever chose pile number 1 or this Heart and Hands tarot deck, and this lovely little stone, which I believe it's good for calling in ancestors and things of that nature. So some spiritual guidance, higher forms of guidance, or at least that's what I feel from it. So I'm going to place this right here, and we're going to first do the tea reading, and then from there I'll pull cards from the deck. This tea that I'm using is a Zen green tea, in case you are curious about the flavor. So first we are going to go ahead and connect with the energies, and what I'm going to do is pour just a little bit of water, and then we'll toss the tea onto the plate and see what comes up. So first things first, I call upon my spirit guides and the spirit guides of those who are drawn to pile number 1. Allow me to be used as a channel for the message those drawn to pile number 1 need to receive through my mind's eye and through the tea and the cards, please and thank you. Allow me to release whatever energies I pick up during the reading after the reading is over, please and thank you. Spirit, tell us, what is it that our pile number 1s need to hear right now for the month of November? What is it that the pile number 1s need to hear for the month of November? Tell us, Spirit. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some water in there. Swish it around. And see what we get. Okay. So I do feel like there is a level of feeling like you need to do more, be more, want more. You're at a point in your life that you feel more capable. You've been trying your best. You've been trying your best. And it seems like it's not good enough. It feels like you're constantly trying to, I see right here, there's like, it looks like stairs, like a staircase. And I'm feeling like, it seems like you keep feeling like you're having to go and take another step, go upwards. Well, that sucks. Hold on one sec. Sorry about that. So I feel like each step you take, you just feel like you have to keep going upwards, and it seems like you're never actually getting to the point where you feel like you should be at this point. So I do feel like a sense of frustration. I do feel a sense of pressure. You're looking at these things as obstacles instead of opportunities to grow. So that's something that you need to hear right now. You're looking at the obstacles placed in front of you as things that are detrimental to you instead of focusing on the positive. You're in a state of needing to rest and not being so hard on yourself for needing to do that. Coming back to a place where you feel grounded, centered. I also do feel like there might be someone that is making you feel a little less worthy. And that's something that you need to hear in order to perhaps become aware of it. And in order for you to set those boundaries that are needed to stay balanced. Because I see like it kind of looks like it says rat right here, R-A-T, and that to me is telling me that there's someone around you, and I see it again right here, rat, R-A-T, and so that's twice. So I feel like there is a few people that are not necessarily people that you want in your circle currently. Someone that is maybe pretending to be something that they're not, and there's something that there's like a feeling that you have within you that is telling you, but you've been ignoring it. And because of that, it's kind of keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in this limited frame of mind. Little things that are said make you feel less than or incapable. And you need to become aware of that in order to set the proper boundaries so that you can keep going upwards. So that you can keep, and I want you to see this up close so you can actually, I also see the word art. So perhaps you are on the creative side, and that's a way to clear your mind, clear your thoughts. Say the things that you want to say and express those things through your creativity, through your art. Set your own standards. Set the bar and reset in general. Just take a moment to pause, to integrate, to understand everything that's been going on, understand why it is that you've been keeping these people around, and look at those things within you that you've been ignoring. Take a look at the things you've been ignoring, and a way to do that is by doing creative forms of expression. Writing, journaling, drawing, painting, and you'd be surprised at what comes through those forms of expression that maybe you were were being pushed in your subconscious mind. And it's the best way for those thoughts and those feelings to come out in a way that is beautiful, to alchemize those negative thoughts and emotions that you've been suppressing or pushing down or feeling shame about. It's allowing you to push those things up, to take a look at them in a different light, to see you for who you truly are. Today is a good day to do that. Today is a good day to reset. Don't put it off for another day. You need to reset. So with that, I'm going to start pulling some cards to kind of be more accurate and to see what it is that spirit is trying to tell you. Because there are people around you that you're keeping around for not, that are not there for your highest good. There's something that is not being said, and it needs to be looked at. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards for our pile number 1, just to get a deeper understanding as to what it is that you've been holding in order to gain the insight and the clarity that you need to move forward, to set the proper boundaries, or whatever it is that you truly need for our pile number 1s. I want to get into this in a deep way, and I do not sugarcoat the messages that I receive. If you are hearing these messages, it's for your highest good. It's with good intention in order to gain awareness of things that are holding you back within your life. It is not meant to trigger you or to hurt you in any way, or maybe it's meant to trigger you, but in the way that it will be for your highest good. So let's get some more cards for our pile number 1s. Yes, so we have the Fool, and you see that his eyes are blocked. There's something that you're not wanting to look at. There's something that you're not wanting to look at, and it's preventing you from taking the next step forward into something that you truly want to do. It's preventing you from taking to further down on the path that you know you're meant to go on. So there are people around you that are holding you back, that are keeping you stuck, that you're keeping around because they hit you where it's like it's difficult, because these people have hit a core feeling in your heart. They know exactly what to say to make you feel like you don't have any other choice. So there's a lot of manipulation going on. There's a lot of covering up the truth. There is definitely someone in your midst that is not trustworthy. And I think if you're hearing this pile, I think you already know who it is. You've just been trying to look at the best aspects of that person, keeping them there because you feel either like you need to, or you feel guilty for some reason. And there is a lot of love. There is love. But there's also a sense of trying to keep you bound. There's a sense of trying to keep you bound, and it's preventing you from making any major breakthroughs. It's holding you back from making any breakthroughs. It's keeping you stuck and triggering shadow aspects of yourself instead of looking at things from a logical perspective. It's preventing you from seeing things clearly. I also feel like there's something that is coming up, and here with the journal, I do feel like maybe automatic writing could help you, where you just write anything that comes to mind, and once you reread it, things will kind of connect. You can connect the dots as to what it is that you're experiencing or feeling. But there needs to be, and you keep going back and forth. You keep going back and forth with this particular person. So it's someone that you feel like there's something up, but it's like you keep going back and forth. You're not sure because you want to believe that they have good intentions, but there's something sneaky about them that keeps coming up. And it makes you feel like you can't make any breakthroughs. It makes you it prevents you. Yes, with this, clarifying this, the Fool clarified with the Seven of Wands reversed. To me, this is telling me that it's preventing you from looking at things in a clear way. It's preventing you from taking that path forward, and it's preventing you from making any breakthroughs in order for you to move forward in a way that is making starting a new chapter, starting a new life. It's keeping you stuck in an old chapter. So I'm just going to clarify some of these cards right now for our pile number ones. I'm going to clarify them with, and let me just move this out a little bit so you can see. Okay. So I'm going to clarify and get a little bit deeper to see what it is that our pile number ones need to hear right now when it comes to this situation. Because there is definitely a person or a situation that is keeping you stuck. It makes you feel like you cannot move forward. It's making you feel a little bit less than courageous. But there is love, which is what is throwing you off. This clarifying this card. The Ten of Cups clarified by the Two of Pentacles. You keep going back and forth because you do feel love for this person. You keep going back and forth because you do feel love, and you know that they love you, but it's toxic. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. So let's clarify this Fool card. Yes, there's a lot of control issues within this dynamic. There's a lot of things that are a lot of like insecurity, a lot of jealousy perhaps. And there's a need to look at things from an ulterior perspective, a different perspective. You need to look at things for what they are. You need to ground down and really think about these things, because this is reminding me of a yoga pose, the tree pose, which is meant to ground you down into the here and the now in order to gain some clear insight, to gain some perspective. So there's a need to ground down. There's a need to maybe meditate or to sit down and do something that makes you understand, so that you don't keep going back to this, so that you don't keep going back to that heartache, to that pain, because that is the path that is currently being taken by continuing to keep these people around you that you know are not good for you. It's leading you to more pain. It's leading you to more heartache. It's leading you to more lack. So there is a need to set those boundaries. There's a need to make things clear so that you don't stay stuck in the past. You don't stay stuck in the trauma, your old trauma, so you don't stay stuck in it. There's definitely you need to be able to break through to make certain, in order to get to this, in order to find true happiness. You need to set boundaries in order to find true happiness. And you need to not listen to what other people are telling you. You need to make your own decisions. Don't base your decisions on what others are saying. Base your decisions on what it is that you feel, what it is that you know. and understanding that there's something that is not right, understanding that there's an imbalance. You're not getting what you deserve within this dynamic. You're not getting what you deserve. You need to really listen to the guidance that has been given to you. You need to listen to what it is that you are feeling, and also a need to start taking better care of yourself, your health. There's a need to start taking care of your health. Something that you've been, you know, putting your foot in, knowing that you've needed to do, but you haven't quite gotten there. You need to do the work in order to gain that. In order to gain that balance, that clarity, you need to do the work. You need to just go for it and do it. You need to ground down. You need to express yourself creatively. And that is when the clarity will come in with this on the bottom. That's when the clarity will come in, and you're going to understand why it was that you needed to do all that. And it's going to be really, really good. I promise. I promise. If you do the work, you set those boundaries, you're clear about what it is that you truly want, things will fall into place. Don't rely, don't respond in a way, I feel like you may be somewhat of a people pleaser. You don't want to hurt people's feelings. You don't want to be the one to tell people the truth about things because you don't want them to feel hurt. You need to tell them the truth about things. You can't hold these things back because that's just going to keep you stuck. You can hold these things back, but it will keep you stuck. So final cards, we got the Magician. You're more than capable of moving through this. You're more than capable of starting something new, of expanding. You have the key. You have the abilities. You have the spiritual guidance and the protection. And you know that what it is that you've been going through is not in the cards for you. You know this. You see it. You feel it. You know that these people are not right for you, but you keep them around because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You pretend that you don't see the truth because you feel very bad about it. You feel very fragile. But time is ticking. Things are going forward. And if you stay stuck, you're going to continue down this path that is not meant for you. You're going to continue down this path of darkness instead of staying in the light. Metamorphosis. So there's a need to take that step forward. There's a need to move past and create those boundaries. There's a need to create the boundaries with certain people that you've been feeling, because you see it. You know it with this eye right here. It's telling me that you see exactly who is not really trustworthy, but you've been keeping them around because there is love. You've been keeping them around because there is love, but you need to look at it from a different perspective. So that is what I have for you today. Let me know if that resonated in the comments below. And I definitely hope to see you guys very soon. Bye. Alrighty, those who chose our pile number 2 with this Edgar Allan Poe deck or this lovely stone. This is very powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. First, we're going to do the teacup reading, which I learned my lesson. Let me get a little napkin underneath. Last one was a little messy, so I'm going to go ahead and put this underneath, and we're going to go ahead and connect with the energies. So I'll call upon my spirit guides and the spirit guides of those drawn to pile number 2. Allow me to be used as a channel for the message those drawn to pile 2 need to receive right now through my mind's eye and through the cards. Please and thank you. Allow me to release whatever energies I pick up during the reading after the reading is over. Please and thank you. Tell the Spirit, what is it that our pile number 2s need to hear right now for their highest good, to gain some clarity, to gain insight and understanding? What is it that our pile number 2s need to receive right now? So we're going to go ahead, shake this up, see what we got. Okay. So, I feel like doing that a little bit more. Okay. I do feel like there's something going on with a paternal figure, a father. Maybe a need to speak to them. Maybe there's a distance with you and a paternal figure, someone that you look to as a fatherly role. There's something that needs to be said. Perhaps you've been upset about something and you've been holding it in. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so something, it's like very familial. There's like a lot of family things going on right now that need to be taken, that needs to be looked at. So if you've been having issues within the family, I feel like you should not be scared to express those things. I also feel like there's a lot of things going on that make you feel like overwhelmed. There's a lot of things going on that make you feel overwhelmed. But you act like you're happy, because I see a little smiley face back there. You put on this facade that everything is all good. Look, it looks like a little face. You act like everything's all good. But it's just a mask. You're masking your true feelings when it comes to family, when it comes to friends. You need to start expressing yourself. You need to sit down and actually be honest with yourself. They're willing to meet you halfway, even if you think that they are not. They're willing to meet you halfway, but first, in order to do that, you need to express yourself. You need to explain what it is that has been bothering you, what's been weighing on you. That's what's keeping you, like, with all this gunk. I feel like there's a lot of gunk surrounding you, or it feels that way. You need to reach out. If you haven't reached out, please reach out to them. Because I see like a figure that's putting their hand out. Like you need to, I don't know if you can see that. But right on top, it looks like a little person sticking their hand out in front of them. That you need to reach out. Don't hold yourself back when you want to. Because maybe your pride is getting in the way. Don't allow your pride to diminish these connections that mean so much to you. Don't allow your pride to diminish that, because I feel like you've been holding yourself back instead of just letting go of the old stuff. You're holding on to all that gunk. You're holding on to it. In order to move forward, you need to let that stuff go. You need to have faith that everything has its purpose. Everything that has been done has its purpose. And the people that you love the most, they do certain things in order for you to actually move forward within this lifetime. Even if it's things that are negative, You must look from a higher perspective, see things from a different perspective, and understand that everything has its purpose in order to bring you closer to your higher self. Everything in this life has its purpose. All the pain, all the suffering, there are lessons that need to be learned. Start to, I'm also seeing a letter E. So E might be significant if you know anybody with the letter E, like Emily or something like that. The letter E or the letter M. Feeling like it's the same old stuff. You've been feeling like everything you're doing, it's just like brings you back to the same old stuff. So you feel like you're stuck in a routine. You're stuck in, like, you know, going around and around and around. Let that go. Stop looking at things in such a narrow point of view. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to get this Edgar Allan Poe deck, and we're going to get a little bit deeper into what it is that our pile number 2s need to hear right now. Let's get a little bit deeper. What does our pile number 2 need to hear about family, about connection? What do they need to hear now? Okay, so we got King of Quills. It says, and think that these weak lines are written by him who, as he pens them, thrills to think his spirit is communing with an angels. So I do feel, again, with that paternal figure, I feel like you're feeling as though someone is trying to control your actions. Maybe like a fatherly figure is trying to control your actions, and you're like, dude, you don't know what's best for me. You don't know what's best for me. Like, can you stop? Can you just stop already? And it's like keeping you like in a feeling of resentment. But you need to understand that everything has its purpose. You need to come to that conclusion on your own in whatever way is possible. While I gazed, this fissure rapidly widened. There came a fierce breath of the whirlwind. The entire orb of the satellite burst at once upon my sight. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder. And then it says, I intend to put up with nothing that I can put down. So to me, this is telling you, like, you need to just let it go. Let go of the things that you cannot control. Let go of the things that, but you need to, but it's hurting you more by not reaching out. It's hurting you more by keeping yourself like in this feeling of resentment. So it's important for you to reach out, to express yourself, not to turn away when they're telling you things that you don't like or that you don't want to hear. Maybe you feel like these people are I feel like it's a fatherly figure, but it could just be like with masculine energy, someone very masculine that kind of gives off that fatherly vibe that is making you feel like, you know, like you're like every step you take, it's criticized. Every move you make, it's like shut down. But these are things, this is all a lesson. This is all a lesson. And if you look at it from a higher perspective. It will be much easier to deal with. But one thing is for certain, you will regret it more if you cut this particular person off because of what has been occurring. You're going to regret it if you sever this relationship. So that's something that you need to hear. Maybe you've been feeling like you need to remove this person out of your life because they don't support you in certain aspects. This is strange. I mean, I'm getting some strange messages, so let me know in the comments if this even resonates. But I feel like it's pretty specific, and this is a general reading, so please, I would love to know if this resonates with you in any way. And again, these are things that I won't sugarcoat the messages that come up. I will express them in a way so that it can help you move forward, in a way that it can help you overcome the shadow aspects of self. You feel like you can't express yourself, you can't express love to this particular person because you feel chained, you feel bound. So there's a need for you to not be afraid to express what's on your mind. You need to, in order to get to a point of understanding with this other person, you need to not be afraid to express exactly what it is that's bothering you. You need to not be afraid to express exactly what it is that is bothering you. Because once you do that, you'll be surprised at the reaction, at the balanced reaction that you'll receive as a result of being honest, straightforward. And it may actually strengthen the bond by you being honest with what it is that you've been feeling, not being scared. Not being scared. Not letting fear control you. Everything has its purpose. Everything has its reasoning. Look at things from a higher perspective. Don't be afraid. Don't take back things that you've said that may have hurt them, because these are things that are necessary. Don't be afraid of things that they've told you. Also, from another perspective, don't take things that have been hurtful and keep them with you. Don't take the things that have been hurtful and keep them with you. Sorry, I keep repeating things. I'm kind of channeling right now, so I feel like it's necessary for whatever reason. I feel like there is a lot going on within your life right now, and it's hard for you to deal with the people that are like being harsh. There's that fatherly figure that's somewhat harsh, but they don't mean to be harsh to hurt you. They're trying to, in their own way, they're trying to help you. It's just not the right way. But if you express this to them, I really do feel like you'd be shocked at the reaction and at the understanding. You'll be shocked as to how things would actually turn out as a result of just explaining what it is that you've been feeling. So, final cards, we have the Dreamer, we have the Falcon, and we have the Demon. So yeah, there is a lot of shadow aspects in this situation, but this is meant for you to move forward within this life. This time is just a snippet of our infinite reality. It's just a moment in time. to keep you moving forward, in order for you to continue to learn lessons, to understand. You need to see things from a different perspective. You need to look at things from a higher point of view. You need to see things clearly. But the only way to see things clearly is from detaching yourself from the pain and the hurt that's being caused. Detaching yourself from that, looking at things from a higher perspective, and understanding why these things are happening to you. Understanding the end result, like, oh, okay, I understand. Like, for example, this is a very powerful example. When my mother passed away, she actually committed suicide. And it was the most traumatic thing that has ever occurred to me. But as I have moved forward on my path, I recognized the depth of the lesson that I had to learn through this pain and through this suffering. It brought me closer to actually becoming fulfilled. It brought me closer to, it motivated me to move forward through all the pain and the suffering that I had experienced. There was about 10 years of my life that went down the drain because I was just running away from the pain. I was running away from facing these things, these dark, shadowy feelings that I felt within. And it wasn't until I started to face those things and feel them and let them out that I started to become myself again. I started to recognize that life was actually worth living. Through that pain, through that struggle, by moving through it and actually facing the things that actually have hurt me, I recognize just how everything is meant to be, and that the people who have passed are still with us. They're still with us. We're energy. We don't just disappear. The energy continues on. We're infinite beings. And when you understand that and you see it from that perspective, you understand that this human life is just a moment in time, and then time doesn't even exist. It's what we've created to limit ourselves. We are infinite divine beings. So wasn't expecting to express all that, but for whatever reason I feel like it was necessary. So please, in the comments, let me know in the comments below if that resonated with you. And I hope to hear from you soon. Bye. Alrighty, for those who chose pile number 3, or this really, really cool stone that I got here, and this deck of cards, the Wild Unknown Tarot. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the tea reading, and just zoom in there so you guys can see that pretty good. And let's go ahead and do it. I call upon my spirit guides, those who are drawn to pile number 3. Allow me to be used as a channel for the messages those drawn to pile number 3 need to receive right now through my mind's eye, through the cards, and through the tea leaf. Allow me to release whatever energies I pick up during the reading. After the reading is over, please and thank you. Tell the spirit, what is it that our pile number 3s need to hear right now? What is it that our pile number 3s need to hear right now? Let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. I feel like there's an energy that keeps coming in and out in your life. It's becoming a pattern. It's becoming detrimental to your energy as well. It is definitely Wow, so I see, if you see on the side here, it looks like a figure on a like pony or something. It's riding. So there is movement forward within this relationship, but it's movement forward going in a negative. So this is becoming a negative cycle, a negative pattern. So this is just spirit kind of reflecting this information to you in order for you to see that there's some negative energies surrounding this situation that seems to be continuously coming in and out of your life, and there needs to be something something that needs to be taken out of the equation. There's a situation, a person, or a perspective that needs to be taken out of the situation that you're currently experiencing. You need to ground, and you need to meditate on this situation, so you can kind of find what it is that you are needing to do in order to move forward, in order to catch what it is that you're actually trying to catch. Because it's like there's qualities within this dynamic that make you feel like it's worth chasing after, but it just seems like you're going around and around and around in circles. It seems like maybe also there's like a level of uncertainty with children, where children are involved. Maybe there's like a lack of respect from this other individual, if you do have children, or something along those lines that needs to be looked at. Yeah, and I just feel like this is like someone who can be a little bit spiteful. Someone that like kind of stings with their words, with the things that are, you know, and they can be a little nasty, like a little like they'll say like harsh things that just are just like, what did you mean by that? Dreams. I see the word dreams written in here, so I feel like if you've been having dreams lately, which I think a lot of us have been, because I've been having insane dreams. So I feel like if you've been having dreams lately, you need to really pay attention to that. Take note of it, maybe look up what these dreams mean in order to gain some more insight and to gain some more clarity. And you have to learn when to just say no, or that you need to learn how to speak up, express yourselves, express the way that you're actually feeling, and not to be afraid of that. Because you'll never get to where you're going until you do that. Interesting. Maybe writing something, or journaling is always a good option, because it kind of automatically releases whatever is subconsciously on your mind. Just writing, automatic writing. Maybe going, revisiting old things that made you feel good, like reading, or other forms of relaxation that takes you away for a moment, because you've been very stressed lately. You've been very much on edge, and there's definitely a need to ground down. And that right there is just confirmation, that little thing right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the cards to get some more insight and more clarity. And hold on, because this will spill everywhere. Let me get some napkin. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some cards for you to get a little bit deeper into what it is that you are needing to hear right now. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. So continue, Spirit, to guide us in this situation, to gain some insight, clarity, understanding for those who are drawn to pile number 3's highest good. Tell us, what is it that our pile number 3's need to hear when it comes to this maybe toxic dynamic that they seem to be going around and around in. Keeps coming in and out. Daughter of Pentacles. So yeah, again, with the daughter, I feel like some of you may have like a child that is not being seen or heard. So that's something that needs to be addressed. But the good thing is that you are really wanting to address this situation. It's like you already are aware of the toxicity, and you already are aware that it is not for your highest good, that it's not giving those who are most important to you, it's not giving them a positive thing to look up to. And it's really striking you hard. It's really showing you the lack. It's really making you see the things that you don't want. Mother of Pentacles. Yeah. So that for me is just more clarity. There's definitely something to do with children. There's something to do with that purity that it seems like it's being struck or being judged, something about them being judged, and it's just an unfair judgment, and they're making you feel some type of way. It could also be a son who is, you know, it's just bringing up more feminine qualities, but it could be either or. It could just be a child, but that's really being highlighted here. And it's like you are, see, and then now we got the Son of Swords. So yeah, so it could definitely be either or, but either way, there's someone who is not being heard, and it's affecting them it's affecting them to be able to ground down, and it's affecting them to view things or see things from a positive perspective. It's limiting them. It's striking them. It's hurting them. It's hurting them to the core to have to watch this cycle going over and over and over again. So there is definitely a need to set proper boundaries in order to break free from this situation, in order to gain more abundance, instead of the lack overtaking clear skies. There's definitely a heaviness that is surrounding this situation as a result. So I'm just going to clarify a little bit. These cards. So let me go ahead and shuffle, clarify our cards, and then just gain just another layer, reveal another layer to this situation, and see what it is that's going on. But definitely I feel like there's a need for just expressing these feelings, because it's something that has been keeping multiple energies up at night. It's really stressing people out, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to watch. It's a heartbreaking situation to see. It's also very frustrating for those who are having to deal with it, because there's a lack of understanding of, like, there's a lot of stubbornness. There's a need to go within. There's a need to go within in order to gain clarity, and in order to see clearly. And then it's also a need to stop backtracking. There's also a need to stop taking a step back. You keep taking 2 steps forward, but then you take 3 steps back. So there is a need to look at what it is that you really have within your grasp, the good things that you have in your life, and recognize that in order to get what it is that you truly want, you're going to have to take certain steps in order to get there. There's a need to really just let go of that thing that is no longer serving you, that situation that is no longer serving you. There's a situation that is actually keeping you held and keeping you stuck. It's holding you back. It's preventing you from getting to what you truly want. It's preventing you from being able to do the things that you love to do. And it's preventing you from moving forward in a positive way. It's really, you're hanging on to these old wounds, these old things, old trauma. And there's a need to go within to figure out where the core, where it's really stemming from. Because this is just a reflection of what you're feeling inside. Whatever it is that you're staying stuck in, especially if you're aware of the toxicity of the situation, if you continue to go back to this situation, there is a need to go within in order to really understand where the source is that keeps you going back to the situation. So there's a need to look at that. And with that being said, I'm going to get some closing cards for you and get any remaining insight from Spirit for our pile number 3. Any remaining insight from Spirits, please. Maybe there's a lot of passion and drive that keeps you wanting to go back, because when it's good, it's really, really good, but when it's bad, it's really, really bad. And that up and down, it's becoming an issue. It's really affecting those around you in a deep way. And there is definitely a need to look inwards and to see why it is that you keep going back. Why it is you keep doing the same thing over and over again. Arbiter. A need to balance the energies within you. There's a need to really see. And then with the Siren, yes. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of toxic, a lot of down talking. And this person is very strategic in the way that they speak to you. They're strategic. They know what it is that's going to affect you. They know exactly what it is that's going to get to you, and having that knowledge that it's literally it's like they're doing it to purposely cause pain or hurt within you. With that knowledge, that should be enough for you not to allow that to affect you anymore. Take a stand. Take a positive step forward. Take positive movement forward. And the first way to do that is to stick to those boundaries and recognize that the games that are being played. When you recognize all the games that are being played, maybe this is confirmation, and there you go. Maybe that's confirmation for you that you need to stop this. But there's so many games that are being played to hurt you, to bring you pain, to bring you strife, and a lot of a lot of down talk, a lot of like breaking you down, a lot of making you feel like you know, like you're seeing, like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you can't see. You don't know. You didn't see that. You didn't see that, even though you know what's going on. You didn't see anything. What are you talking about? And they make you feel like you're crazy. They make you feel like, dude, how can you say these things? You're just talking out of your ass. They make you feel like crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of games being played. So definitely let me know in the comments below. I know this is, all the readings today have been slightly heavier. But I think that they're all, and I will never sugarcoat the things that Spirit brings to me, because these are things that you're ready to hear and that you are needing to hear for your highest good. So I'm never going to sugarcoat it. So even if there's not necessarily super positive things being brought up, there are things for your highest good in order for you to gain that positive outcome, in order for you to be guided into a better place and a better state of mind. So with that being said, let me know in the comments below if that resonated with you all, and I definitely hope to see you all very soon. Bye!